Here's the thing about AI, it costs so much that even billion-dollar companies need to restructure to survive it. And Snap just proved that by spinning off its entire AI video team into a standalone company called Dotmo. This isn't a quiet internal reorganization. It's Snap saying our own AI division costs too much to keep as a department, so we are making it a separate company. Think of it like a parent company getting so tired of feeding a hungry teenager that it opens their own grocery store and says, okay, you're on your own now, but we'll still help. The story here isn't about Snap's video technology. It's about the staggering economics of AI development today. When a company worth billions decides an AI team is too expensive to keep internal, it tells you something profound about the cost curve. Dotmo isn't being spun off because the technology failed. It's being spun off because the company needs to radically change how it pays for AI research. And as we are seeing right now, every major tech player is facing these cost pressures. Some are cutting back, some are restructuring. Snap chose to spin off. But here's the question that matters. Is this brilliant strategy or a sign that even the biggest companies are struggling with AI economics? Snap's played a weird role in AI video. Most of the AI world is chasing generate a 2-hour movie from a text prompt. Snap's approach was different. They wanted to build tools that help creators make videos faster. Over the last few years, Snap invested serious resources into AI video generation technology. They had a whole team working on it. The goal was to let Snapchat creators generate scenes, effects, and video content without needing Hollywood-level equipment. It made sense for Snap's business, creators matter to them, but here's where it gets complicated. Building a legitimate AI video system isn't cheap. You need researchers, you need GPU compute farms, you need data scientists. Snap kept funding it, kept believing in it, but the costs kept climbing. The broader AI industry was exploding. Everyone was raising billions. Everyone was scaling compute. Everyone wanted a piece of the AI video market. And Snap found itself competing for talent and resources against companies like OpenAI, Google, Meta, all of which have deeper pockets. At some point, Snap's leadership made a calculation. The AI video team was too expensive to keep as an internal department. The technology was good. The team was talented. But the economics didn't make sense inside a Snapchat subsidiary. So they spun it out. So what exactly is Dotmo? It's Snap's AI video technology packaged as its own company. Dotmo gets the team, the code base, the intellectual property. But here's the important part. Snap doesn't just let it loose into the wild. Snap is investing in Dotmo. They're a major shareholder. Snap becomes Dotmo's anchor customer. Think of it like a car company spinning off its battery division. The battery division is now its own company. But the car maker is still buying its batteries and helping fund the research. Dotmo's job is to build AI video tools that work at scale. Their first move is to partner directly with creators, not just through Snapchat, but potentially through other platforms too. They're looking at YouTube creators, TikTok creators, anyone who needs to generate video content faster. The technology itself focuses on scene generation, effects synthesis, and video editing powered by AI. You feed it a description, and it creates visual content. It's not like text-to-video models you might have heard about. Those try to generate entire scenes from scratch. Dotmo's approach is more practical. It augments human creativity rather than replacing it. A creator describes what they want. Dotmo handles the heavy lifting. Snap keeps the revenue from Snapchat, but now Dotmo can chase its own market. This is where costs get interesting. As a standalone company, Dotmo operates under completely different economics. Here's what this means in practice. A YouTube creator wants to make a video about space exploration. Instead of filming actors against a green screen or hiring a visual effects studio for $10,000, they log into Dotmo, describe a scene, astronaut floating in a space station, Earth visible through the window. Dotmo generates that scene. Then the creator refines it, asks for variations, makes it their own. What would have taken hours now takes minutes. What would have cost thousands now costs a subscription. This changes the economics for mid-tier creators, the ones with a few 100,000 subscribers, but not quite the budget for professional production teams. Now they can compete on production quality with channels that have bigger budgets. Snap gets this. That's why they are keeping Snapchat creators as a priority. They want to show the technology working at scale with real creators making real videos. But Dotmo's bigger ambition is beyond Snapchat. They're targeting the entire creator economy. Every TikTok creator, every YouTube short, every Instagram reel that needs video content, they are all potential customers. And that's where the opportunity gets massive. The creator economy is billions of dollars. Even capturing a small percentage of that market could make Dotmo worth a lot. For Snap, it solves the cost problem. Dotmo becomes a revenue-generating business instead of a departmental expense. How does this spin-off compare to similar moves we've seen? The closest parallel is probably when Google spun off its Moonshot division into Alphabet. Google had projects so weird and expensive, self-driving cars, health tech, delivery drones, that they needed their own structure. Alphabet let them operate under different economics while keeping Google focused on search and ads. Snap is doing something similar, but smaller in scope. They're not spinning off multiple divisions. It's just the AI video team. Another comparison is when Meta spun out Instagram and WhatsApp as semi-independent units. They kept control, but let them operate as distinct brands with different strategies. This gives them flexibility. You can see this in Dotmo too. They can move faster, make different partnership decisions, focus entirely on AI video without worrying about Snapchat's core messaging business. But here's where Snap's move is different. Most corporate spin-offs happen because the parent company wants to unlock shareholder value, go public, get a better valuation, prove the business separately. Snap isn't saying Dotmo will go public. They are saying Dotmo needs to exist because the internal costs were unsustainable. That's a cost-cutting strategy, not a growth strategy, and that distinction matters. It signals that Snap's leadership thinks AI video is important, but they are admitting the economics of scaling it internally don't work anymore. What does this mean for the future? First, for Snap itself, they're essentially admitting that building AI in-house at a certain scale becomes economically untenable. This has huge implications across the industry. Every other company with an expensive AI division should be watching this. Do you build it, spin it off, partner with someone else, or just buy the technology? Snap chose spin-off, but that's not necessarily the right call for everyone. For creators, this is mostly good news. More competition in AI video tools drives prices down and quality up. Dotmo needs to prove itself in a competitive market now. They can't coast on being part of Snap. That pressure breeds innovation. And if Dotmo succeeds, more AI video tools become available and affordable. But there's a longer-term question here. AI video generation is advancing fast. Text-to-video models from companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, and others are getting scary good. If a model like that hits the market and can generate Hollywood-quality video from a text prompt, Dotmo's more practical augment creator approach might look dated. That's Dotmo's core risk, being leapfrogged by a better technology before they capture significant market share. For Snap, spinning off removes the cost burden, but it also means they lose the upside if Dotmo becomes huge. They are betting that keeping Snapchat lean is more valuable than owning the next unicorn. History suggests that's a risky bet. Here's what you should be watching for: how Dotmo actually performs in the market. A spin-off is easy to announce. Actually winning as a standalone company is hard. Watch 3 things. First, partnerships. Dotmo will succeed or fail based on whether creators actually use them. Do they sign deals with YouTube, TikTok, or other platforms, or do they stay confined to Snapchat? If they're only useful on Snapchat, they're not really independent, they're just an internal service with a new logo. Second, pricing strategy. If Dotmo charges too much, creators will wait for cheaper alternatives or use free tools. If they charge too little, they'll burn through capital. The pricing sweet spot is somewhere in the middle, cheap enough to compete with amateur creators' budgets, but expensive enough to fund ongoing development. This will determine if they have a real business. Third, technology advantage. How quickly can Dotmo iterate and improve? The AI space moves fast. Text-to-video and generative video are advancing rapidly. If Dotmo can't stay ahead of the curve, or at least stay competitive, they'll become obsolete. Watch their product roadmap and their hiring. Are they hiring top AI researchers? Are they shipping new features monthly? That's where you'll see if they have the talent and resources to compete long-term. Here's what this moment means for you. Snap spinning off Dotmo is a signal that the era of building massive AI systems in-house just shifted. It's expensive, it's complicated, and it requires a different kind of company structure to make the economics work. If you're a creator, the immediate takeaway is simple: more AI video tools are coming, and they'll be fighting for your attention. That's good for you. Watch Dotmo, sure, but also watch what OpenAI, Google, and other players are building. The competition will drive real innovation and better pricing. If you're someone who cares about tech strategy, this matters too. Snap's decision tells you something about where we are in the AI cycle. We're past the throw unlimited money at it phase. Now companies are asking harder questions. Can we build this sustainably? Do we need to change how we organize to make it work? What's the actual path to profitability? That's the change happening right now across the industry. Dotmo might succeed, might fail, might get acquired in 2 years. But the bigger story isn't Dotmo itself. It's that Snap finally decided the internal cost of AI development was unsustainable. That's the signal everyone else in tech is watching. The question now is whether other companies will follow Snap's lead or find different answers. Whatever happens next, one thing's clear: the way we build AI is changing, and we are all still figuring out what that means. Follow for daily AI news.